At 9:14 p.m. on a rainy Tuesday, Nova Tech Solutions CEO Michael Hayes was killed in his private office by a single gunshot to the chest. When police arrived, they found a scene that defied basic physics. The heavy executive door was locked from the inside. There were no signs of forced entry, and the murder weapon was missing from the room. The building was a secured perimeter. The elevators to the executive floor required authorized keycards, and system logs showed no record of anyone entering or exiting the floor during the window of the murder. Only 3 other people possessed the credentials to access that level. Detectives confirmed their locations across the city at the time of the shooting, making it physically impossible for any of the primary suspects to have been in the room. These physical constraints were overshadowed by a digital anomaly. System logs from Michael's laptop showed someone successfully logging into his computer at 9:27 p.m., 13 minutes after he died. This was a precise intrusion. The password was entered correctly on the first attempt, with no failed login errors. Once inside, the intruder quickly copied several highly confidential company files to a physical drive. Solving the case required reverse engineering how a killer managed to simultaneously defeat 2 layers of security, a physical fortress and a heavily encrypted digital network. Evidence of the intrusion survived in the laptop's deleted Bluetooth logs, a record of a connection established at 9:26 p.m. that lasted for exactly 22 seconds. This connection worked as a remote trigger. An external device bypassed the physical keyboard, using a short-range Bluetooth signal to inject the correct password. This specific identifier previously appeared in the logs 3 weeks earlier during a confidential board meeting. The killer spent that board meeting visually recording the CEO typing out his personal password, reducing a complex digital hack to patient observation. Nosatech's digital encryption was rendered useless because the killer recognized that a secure password is most vulnerable right at the moment a human types it into physical space. Forensic technicians dusting the desk noticed a faint rectangular outline in the powder, marking the spot where a smartphone had recently been resting. A professional operative is unlikely to take the risk of carrying a trackable mobile device unless the device itself represents a specific barrier to the objective. As this logic model shows, a secure laptop will prioritize its owner's authorized phone, often blocking competing Bluetooth signals or triggering 2-factor authentication. Removing the phone from the desk was necessary to clear the local signal environment so the rogue device could connect. Stealing the phone was a calculated mechanical requirement. It ensured the 22-second data extraction would go through without triggering a localized security alert on the CEO's handheld screen. Addressing the killer's exit required a second look at the forensic evidence. Tiny, smeared traces of male cosmetic foundation found on Michael Hayes' jacket. The cosmetics were used as physical camouflage. By strategically applying makeup to alter the contours of their face, the killer defeated human facial recognition. Lobby security footage showed a disguised individual walking into the building before the murder, wearing a standard Novatech company uniform. That same individual walked out through the lobby later that night. However, they had changed into a building maintenance uniform. This exploited a psychological blind spot. Security guards often register a vaguely familiar face as safe, which causes them to overlook a total swap in a person's uniform. The killer bypassed the building's security not by dodging the camera lenses, but by hacking the expectations of the humans monitoring them. The cosmetic disguise, the missing smartphone, and the 22-second Bluetooth connection combined to reveal a singular operational blueprint. The murder provided the window of silence necessary to remove the interfering phone and extract the data without Michael Hayes triggering a manual override or a security alert. If the CEO had merely left for the night, the theft would have been flagged on his mobile device the moment it began. Modern security systems remain porous to threats that ignore the software to simply record the keys, change their uniform, and walk through the front door.